our dependencies on foreign imports.
It says the MOU represents the beginning of a long-term collaboration aimed at enhancing and creating a robust ecosystem that supports the need of the Nigerian Armed Forces while fostering the growth of local industries, thereby reducing reliance on foreign imports.
We can work together for the betterment of Nigeria. Today, NASEDI, Ministry of Defense, and our parastatal, DICOM, is signing an MOU for the production of arms and ammunition, research and development in the areas of defense and military infrastructure.
The MOU represents the beginning of a long-term collaboration aimed at enhancing our defense capabilities through innovation and indigenous production. It is our firm belief that through this partnership we will lay the foundation of a self-reliant defense industry that can meet the needs of our armed forces and contribute to Nigeria's economic growth.
It is expected that the Memorandum of Understanding will elevate Nigeria's defense capability and contribute to the broader goal of national security and economic development. Stakeholders present to witness the signing of this landmark agreement include the Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Bello Mutawalli, the Minister of Steel Development, Shuaibu Abubakar Audu, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Defense, Dr. Ibrahim Abubakar Kana, senior officers of the Armed Forces. Kelomo Ukeri, Global Television News.
The chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, Mahmood Yakubu, has called on security agencies to remain vigilant and ensure the smooth conduct of the Edo and Ondo governorship elections. Yakubu made this call at a meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security in Abuja. Michael Edikan has details.
The chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, Mahmood Yakubu, emphasized on the need to protect the election materials, personnel, and polling activities while reminding our security forces to adhere to the rules of engagement for electoral duties. Yakubu therefore urged political parties, candidates, and their supporters to maintain civility as campaigns intensify, while emphasizing that peaceful campaigns are critical for ensuring peaceful elections in Edo and Ondo State.
For the security agencies, this is the time to be more vigilant. You should leave no stone unturned in dealing with any real or potential threat to the conduct of peaceful and transparent elections.
In his remarks, the National Security Advisor, Nahu Rabidu, issued a stern warning cautioning against any attempt to disrupt the upcoming governorship election in Edo State. With the election just over a month away, Rabidu emphasized that the government is fully committed to ensuring peaceful and credible polls. The NSO, who also serves as co-chair of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, addressed the political tensions already surfacing in the state, noting the presence of inter- and intra-party dispute. Ribadu, represented by the Director of Internal Security in the office of the NSA, Hassan Abdullahi, stressed that any interference with the elections will be treated as an assault on the nation's democratic values.
And anyone attempting to disrupt the conduct of the elections will face the full wrath of the law. Law enforcement agencies are on high alert and ready to swiftly and decisively deal with anyone trying to undermine the polls.
The Edo and Ondo governorship polls is slated for September 21st, 2024 and November 16, 2024, respectively. Edikan Michael, Global TV News.
The wife of Imo State Governor Chioma Uzodinma has called on women not to allow anyone be a barrier to breastfeeding their babies. At the 2024 World Breastfeeding Week in Owerri, the Imo State capital, the First Lady encourages women on exclusive breastfeeding. Global Television correspondent brings you details.
Breastfeeding is often called liquid gold, and for a good reason. It provides essential nutrients to babies. These and several other reasons brought together women from across Imo State to mark this year's World Breastfeeding Day with a clarion call to promote exclusive breastfeeding.
0 to 6 months, amongst workers, our mothers and expectant mothers in our various communities offices, and so forth. Together, let us make exclusive breastfeeding.
Wife of the Governor of Imo State, Barrister Chioma Uzodimma, who was represented by the Commissioner for Women Affairs, Nkechi Ugu, urged women to remain resolute in ensuring proper breastfeeding of their babies across the state.
In our culture also, life is valued and children are cherished. Therefore, the culture has always been open to things that support life, and breastfeeding is one of them.
For breastfeeding mothers in Imo, an event like this gives them hope of a brighter future for their nursing children. Traco.
Breastfeeding will make my child to know when things are done right and when things are not done right, because when I give them only breast milk and I'm impacting natural milk into their brains, it will build their system, it will build their brain to grow more and more.
Highlights of the celebration include presentation of gift from wife of the Governor of the Breastfeeding Mothers, cultural dance, and 60 seconds breastfeeding competition by the breastfeeding mothers, amongst others.
In response to the controversy surrounding the Council Subversion Bill and other related draft legislation, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abbas Tajuddin, withdrew the piece of legislation. The clauses of the bill, which had only passed for first reading, surfaced in both traditional and online media, sparking controversies. The bill proposed a 25-year imprisonment or 10 million naira fine, or both, for any person convicted of making a statement or taking an action that leads to separatist agitation or intergroup or sectional conflict in the country. The United Nations Children's Fund and its partners have donated an oxygen plant and oxygen delivery device to the General Hospital in Eleme, local government area of Rivers State. The plant can produce 722,000 liters of oxygen daily. Speaking at the commissioning and the handing over of the plant, UNICEF Nigeria country representative Christian Monduete says the initiative follows a comprehensive nationwide assessment of oxygen needs in health facilities across 36 states of the country and the Federal Capital Territory. Monduete further says the initiative is in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Health, IHS Nigeria, the Canadian government, and the Rivers State government. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund say it will constantly review the 20,000 naira monthly stipend to Nigerian students based on economic realities. The Director of Corporate Communications of the fund, Oseyemi Oluwatui, made this known in an interview with our correspondent in Abuja. Apart from institutional fees, applicants for student loans also have the opportunity of applying for upkeep loans, while institutional fees are paid directly into the accounts of institutions. The upkeep is paid directly into the account of the applicant. The executive chairman of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, Jalal Arabi, and the commission's secretary, Abdullahi Kotangora, are currently in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission over the alleged mismanagement of the 90 billion naira 2024 Hajj subsidy. In a document, the anti-graft agency says a total of 314,098 rounds was recovered from the NACON chairman and other ranking officials. The Bauchi Emirate Council has stripped Senator Shehu Umar Buba of his traditional title of Majindadin Bauchi over alleged disrespect to Governor Bala Muhammad. Buba, who represents Bauchi South Senatorial District in the National Assembly, is a member of the All Progressives Congress APC, while Bauchi is under the control of the People's Democratic Party PDP. The lawmaker recently criticized Bauchi governor for tackling President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during the recent and bad governance protests. Governor Hyacinth Alie of Benue State has warned the All Progressives Congress APC faction led by the chairman Austin Agada of impending consequences if they proceed with their scheduled meeting at the party's secretariat. It was reported that the party's secretariat along JS Taka Road in Makurdi was in heavy besieged by security operatives and condoned off from both ends of the road by stick-wielding youths who diverted traffic into the railway station market axis. Earlier, however, in a statement by his spokesman, Tesu Kula, denied knowledge of the APC State Executive Committee meeting announced and widely publicized by the Agadas faction scheduled for today. The Finnish government has assured Nigeria of collaboration on the case of the factional leader of the separatist indigenous people of Biafra, Simon Ekpa, who resides in Finland. Finland's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Elina Valtonen, provided this assurance during a press briefing in Abuja. Ekpa, who resides in Finland, leads a faction of IPOB known as Autopilot, which has been pushing for the creation of an independent state of Biafra encompassing Nigeria's southeast and parts of the south-south regions. You're watching the News Express, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When the News Express returns, on food crisis, military deploys troops in northwest and north central farms. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television, bringing you live broadcast of the News Express. In business, President Bola Tinubu and Equatorial Guinean President Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo has signed an agreement on the Gulf of Guinea pipeline project. The agreement covered legislative and regulatory measures for the gas pipeline, establishment and operation, transit of natural gas, ownership of the gas pipeline, and general principles. Speaking at the event, President Tinubu, who is on a 3-day official visit to Equatorial Guinea, says the signing of the agreement will open up new opportunities for gas exploration and employment. The Defense Headquarters says troops have been deployed across farms in the northern parts of the country, especially in the northwest and north central. According to the Military High Command, the deployment is to ensure the adequate protection of farmers from bandits, terrorists, and other criminal elements. It was reported that farmers have been a major target for bandits and terrorists who levied them indiscriminately, destroyed their produce, kidnapped, and even killed them in some instances. The Academic Staff Union of Universities has cried out against the huge power bills paid by universities in the country, estimated at 275 billion naira annually, following the recent increase in electricity tariffs. The national president, ASU, Professor Emmanuel Osodeke, called for per-unit billing as the university's power bill rose by 300%, hitting 21.480 billion naira monthly. The universities are under Band A, where customers enjoy electricity for at least 20 hours daily. However, many of the universities have cried out over the soaring electricity bills following the new policy. The Port Harcourt Refining Company, a refinery under the management of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited in Rivers State, has again failed to commence operations after about 6 postponements. It was observed that promises made to Nigerians by the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources and NNPC about the refinery have continued to witness multiple failures. In July, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the NNPC, Mele Kyari, stated categorically that the refinery will come into operation in early August. On the foreign scene, Venezuela's CNE Electoral Council under fire after declaring a widely rejected election victory for President Nicolas Maduro, described a UN report disputing the outcome as rife and lies. The CNE proclaimed Maduro the winner with 52% of votes cast in July 28 poll without providing a detailed breakdown. Maduro's victory has been rejected by the opposition, the United States, European Union, and several Latin American countries. Anti-Maduro protests in Venezuela, have claimed 25 lives so far, with dozens injured and more than 2,400 people arrested. The United States President Joe Biden shared a key economic victory with Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris after securing a cut in drug prices that could resonate with U.S. voters worried about the cost of living. The 81-year-old president and 59-year-old vice president announced the deal as they prepared to make their first joint trip since Biden's seismic decision to drop out of the presidential election less than a month ago. In a joint statement released by the White, revealed that the historic agreement with drug makers will reduce the price of 10 key medicines for seniors for conditions including diabetes, heart failure, and blood clots. In sports, the Minister of Sports Development, John Enoh, has announced plans to thoroughly investigate the cause of Nigeria's performance at the recent Paris Olympics. Enoh disclosed that he will soon receive a report on the matter, expressing his disappointment that Team Nigeria returned from the Olympics without securing a medal. He attributed the loss to a lack of motivation, despite the fact that all Nigerian athletes participating in the Games were well compensated. Former Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur manager Mauricio Pochettino is poised to take the helm of the U.S. men's national team, according to multiple sources. This development comes after the dismissal of the previous coach, Greg Berhalter, following a disappointing group stage exit in this summer's Copa America. This appointment marks a milestone for U.S. soccer as they secure a high-profile manager with an impressive track record at the club level. As we end the Global News Express, let's take a look at some of our top stories. UNICEF partners donate oxygen plants to Rivers Hospital. In business, Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea sign agreement on gas pipeline. On the foreign scene, Venezuelan electoral body faults UN reports on poll. And in sports, we told you sports minister to probe Nigeria's performance at the Paris Olympics. That's it on the News Express, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching. See you again.